Hello everyone, today we're going to be checking out the brand new lube from Angstrom Research, Angstrom Celeritas. Alright, let's get right into this bag and read the information that comes with the lube. Alright, so coming from Angstrom Research and TheCubicle are proud to introduce Celeritas. Our first two-part lubricant, Celeritas, undergoes a chemical reaction when the two components are mixed. Reagent A is a special silicone suspension of carbon-based monomers. The silicone and special additives prevent the monomers from cross-linking prematurely until it is mixed with reagent B. Reagent B has two functions. It activates the chemical reaction in reagent A and cross-links all of the monomers to produce a unique gliding feeling in the cube. 2. It extends the longevity of the gliding feeling, extending its effect as you play with the cube. Celeritas is not a simple water-based or silicone-based lubricant. It combines the best attributes of multiple lubricant features into one product. As for usage, add 1 to 2 drops of reagent A into a clean, dry cube. Be careful not to add too much because the initial lubricity of reagent A is significantly different from the intended final feeling. Adding too much will result in an overly slow cube. Do many turns to ensure that reagent A has coated the inner surfaces of the puzzle. This should take about 2 solves. Add 2 to 3 drops of reagent B and quickly begin to turn the puzzle to allow consistent reaction between the two reagents. The cube may either be too fast or too slow. If it is too fast, we recommend using a heavy silicone to slow the puzzle down. If it is too slow, we recommend cleaning the puzzle out and adding less reagent A. Note, some puzzles react better to Celeritas than others. For big cube use, we recommend using less reagent A and more reagent B. Science, science, science. Basically, what I'm getting from this is you need to add reagent A first, and it's kind of going to slow the cube down, and then add the reagent B, which is going to undergo a chemical reaction when mixed with reagent A, and the lube is going to end up creating a really glidey feeling. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lube. You have the two parts in this cool little contraption. It looks like a little 3D printed case for the two lubes, and it fits really perfectly. I really like that. This kind of milky color over here is reagent A, and this sort of yellow color is reagent B. So let's set this to the side and bring in the first test subject. The first cube I'm going to test this on is the GAN354M. I specifically cleaned this cube out for this video because I wasn't too impressed with the lubing on this cube that I had done in the past, and I wanted to see how this Celeritas would affect it. So let's begin by adding 2 drops of Celeritas reagent A. I'm going to put them on opposite sides of the cube. So I'm going to do one here, and then one on the other side. If you're curious, it doesn't smell like anything. Alright, so let's go ahead and break that in and see how it affects the performance. And they recommended doing 2 solves on this to break it in, so I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 solves. There's 1. And there's 2. So maybe I didn't put in too much, but it doesn't seem like it's affected the performance of the cube very much. It's definitely slower, which is the intended feeling. But like they said, this is not the final intended feeling of the 2 lubes. So now I need to add reagent B to see what the final feeling is going to be like. I'm going to add about 2 or 3 drops of this yellow reagent B and see how that affects the performance. This is a lot thinner. Did you see how fast that came out? I put 1 drop on either side of the cube, and now I'm going to break it in. Okay, so it certainly got a lot faster. So after lubing this cube and doing a few solves on it, the thing that I'm noticing immediately about the combination of these 2 lubes is that the turning of the cube has become a bit smoother, and I could see it being more glidey, as people are saying. I'm not really feeling it too much on this cube, but I do have another test subject that I'm going to try out. And also, like they said, the Celeritas is not really meant to be like the only lube you use in a puzzle. They said you can combine it with heavy silicones to make it feel a bit nicer, and I think that's probably what I would end up doing with this cube, because it's still a bit on the fast and kind of clacky side, but as far as a base lubricant goes, I think this lube is pretty nice so far. The second test subject I'm going to be using is the Bulk Power M. Once again, I cleaned this cube out specifically for this video. The reason I picked this cube is because I already find it to be a very, very smooth and glidey cube out of the box, and I want to see if this lube can actually enhance that feeling. I'm actually going to try to put a little bit more of each lube in. Okay, so I'm breaking in my 2.5 drops of reagent A. And what I actually did this time that I didn't do on the GAN was I only put them on the feet of the puzzle in the GAN, and I put a bit on the side of the piece. I don't know why I didn't do that the first time. and I can already notice that the cube has gotten significantly slower. Let's go ahead and do 2 solves so we can make sure that the lubes are evenly coated on the cube. There you go, that's 1 solve. And there's solve 2. So it definitely slowed down a lot. It's still pretty smooth, but it's a bit kind of gummy and bumpy. So let's add this reagent B and see if we can speed it back up to a glidey feeling. Okay, reagent B has been added. That's interesting. Okay, I like this. It feels super nice in this Valk Power, and the initial effect that I'm feeling is that it made it feel like a bit more plush and smooth and slightly more controllable than it was when it was dry. Honestly, it's still a bit on the fast side, so I would probably add some heavy silicone lube to this one as well. I might even go with some gravitas, that might work. I do have some of that. The feeling is just so nice. It turns so easily. Wow. Sorry for my T-perm spam. Okay, so since I like the feeling of this cube so much, I am going to add some gravitas to it. It's the closest thing I have to a heavy silicone, and I think that it's going to really enhance the feeling of the cube. I'm just going to put a really small amount on the foot of one of these pieces because I know a little bit of gravitas goes a long way. Okay, let's go ahead and break that in. This is super smooth now. It's definitely going to need some tweaking, but for now I'm really pleased with the overall experience I've had with this Celeritas so far. Either way, that's going to wrap it up for my first impressions on the new ngstrom lube Celeritas. By the way, Celeritas literally means speed in Latin, and the name is quite fitting. This lube is going to be debuting at US Nationals 2019, and if you're interested in trying it out, you can come up to the Cubicle stand and purchase some. That said, I would like to give a thank you to the Cubicle for sending me this new lube a bit early so I can test it out for you guys. I think it's really promising, and I love the way this Valk feels. It's so quiet now. Can't even hear it. Listen. That is awesome. But for now, that's going to wrap it up on my video on the new ngstrom Celeritas. It will soon be available on TheCubicle.com, and I'll put a link in the description below if you'd like to buy it from their store. So that's about all I have for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.